we are going live, but we're not technically going on the air right off the bat. There's gonna be a couple of seconds, and then I'll play the our little music that we haven't made official
Okay,
yet. But
sure. I like that
eventually,
music. That is.
uh,
And I
I'm
just
working on
want to
getting.
say, hey
I am working on
Tina,
a song for us.
right? Is this going to be live where I just said hey to Tina? Will she see that
Yes,
if she watches tomorrow?
yes.
Okay.
Who is Tina?
Oh, she's a big Survivor
Your
fan.
friend?
She's watching the finale of House of Villains tonight. So she's watching the finale of Survivor tomorrow and then going to watch the podcast. Yes, she's a fan and
Ah,
not a fan, a friend. And she's now going to be a fan of the podcast.
we'll be here shortly. Let's see.
I can't wait to talk about this season, by the way. Oh my goodness. It was a gift. It was a gift from the Survivor angels. I don't know who did
All right,
it and who's responsible for this
I'm gonna
season,
put
but I
the
can't thank you enough.
I'm putting
We'll
the
get
link
started
in the
soon.
chat. So anyone who's come in here in the first 30 seconds and doesn't know what the heck is going on,
You're like, are they
this
going
is
to
just a
start? Look at it.
pre game of the show, so
Yes,
that I
you're
we
seeing
can
us
send
work.
out.
This is like, we're taking it back old school, like dial up,
Oh,
like
great.
old
There's
school
footage of me stretching
slow.
my nose. That's great.
Dial up slow.
It's
I'm like,
fine.
did you
It's
have
fine.
like a chat room name? That's what I should be
We
thinking.
what's it called? Um,
I think we're turning
we're
it
starting to
live
get more of
now.
a on a weekly basis. We're starting to get more consistent, but it's still nothing compared to what we used to get. So we need
Because
to
we're
work on
not
that.
consistent. We have to work on, I think, trying to stay every week, and maybe will it work better. And this is really probably more on Mark, because of Mark's schedule going live after the show. Because didn't we used to do that? I just don't know, because of
Mm-mm.
Mark's timeline. Does he not watch live? And because
Yeah.
he doesn't live here in the States. If people don't know,
The
No.
watching at home,
the link is in the
Mark
chat.
doesn't live in the States, so the timeline for us is different. But that's
But
not
there's
why we
plenty
haven't
of
been
other shows
consistent.
that do it the day after. There's plenty of other
Yes,
recaps that do it the day after.
we just have to remain consistent with the day after.
Okay,
Yeah.
the link's in the chat, so I'm gonna go
I'm
ahead
gonna
and play
put
the
it.
music
Not
here.
that I was putting that. I just thought that maybe that was the issue. Wait, it's not. I don't have it yet. Okay.
Just go to
No.
the chat here on the on Riverside.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here I go again, going to the chat on Instagram. But at least I know
All
where to go
right,
now.
we're gonna go with the intro music here.
I like this.
If there's a little bit of a delay, my laptop has not been cooperating for the last couple of weeks, which is why sometimes I feel like I dropped the call, but it hasn't dropped. It's either
I
going.
also have new internet, and I don't remember if I had this last time or I spoke about it. So if that happens to me, that's why. I canceled cable.
Powered by Riverside.
Well, welcome to the Spyshack podcast where super fans get together and talk about the latest episode of Survivor. In this particular case, we're talking about the finale, the two-part finale, actually, of Survivor 47. Before we get into anything, we want to welcome our co-host, Kim. Thank you very much for joining us here.
Thank you for having me, and I can't wait to talk about how amazing this season was.
And Mark, how are you doing today?
Oh, wonderful. Like just finished the episode like earlier this morning and what a Cinderella story to go from alternate of the previous season to winner of this season. The
Yes,
ultimate Cinderella story. Can't wait to talk
yes,
about it.
yes, yes, 100%.
So let's just jump into now. We did not come live last week. I was out of town, so unfortunately, we weren't able to talk about that. But I think it kind of works out because we can talk about both episodes since it's technically both the finale. First time in Survivor history that this happens, and I don't know if I like it or I don't know if I don't. But um, I guess more Survivor is always better, right? So So today we are going to be talking, like I said, both episodes of the finale. We're going to analyze the key moments that took us to the final Tribal Council, any strategic plays, and Rachel's journey to becoming the sole survivor of Survivor 47. Um, Episode 13, Bob and Weave, was the first segment or the first episode of the finale last week. And I mean, we don't have to talk about it in any order and anything like that. What do you want to bring up first here about last week's episode?
Mark, if you want to
You want?
go.
Uh, Nothing particular. We can just go in order of how things happened. But I just thought, the it was a pity to lose um Andy. Yeah, it was a pity to
Mm-hmm.
lose Andy last week.
And yes, thank you,
I
Annie and
thought,
Genevieve.
yeah, Andy and Genevieve both, but I thought Andy had a little bit more game in him. If had he not done the eulogy that soon and laid out
Had he
his
not dug
entire
his
game
own
plan,
grave to
yeah,
the person who made the decision, I was like,
yeah.
Andy,
So
shut up.
then again, he didn't know she had the idol. So
Well,
No,
here's
he
the
didn't
thing about
know
that.
anything.
Yeah, he didn't know about it. The reason why he did it not only because he didn't know that she had the idol, but he kept hearing how people thought of him as a goat, and he wanted
hmm
her to know that he orchestrated it all. That he was the one behind not only that, but behind a couple of other things that throughout the season I've been saying goes, this guy, once he really took off, he took off and he was playing really well as long as he
Yes.
yeah,
stayed out of his way. And I think he
hmm
wanted
He,
Rachel to know that he wasn't tricked, that he wasn't manipulated into betraying her. He's the one that made the move to bring on Genevieve and Sam together to blindside Caroline.
he also mentioned that something that we didn't see is that she had mentioned that if you lie to us, me, or Sue again, right, I will make sure that no one on the jury votes for you. So I think he was also implying that that is why he was so forthcoming with her about everything. Was he was
Oh, okay.
afraid that if if he wasn't honest about her going home and he lied to her, then she would make sure he lost. So as he told her, "Hey, I'm voting you out, but because I'm being honest with you, why I vote you out, I just want to let you know some things. Because I'm being
hmm
honest, you are going home. We have the vote. No one knows she has the idol. So he just thinks poor Andy, he's letting her know because he's being honest.
Hmm.
And even when he got voted out, he hugged her goodbye,
yeah,
you know?
yeah,
That, that's the good thing about him. He knew that he screwed them over. So there's no, you can't hold a grudge against someone you just screwed over. Not just like the day before. So no, we just said it. Andy, we lost Andy first in the first part of the finale.
Yeah, I was sad to see him go. He converted me.
What brought this on was Genevieve winning the immunity challenge, which at that point I knew Rachel was safe because Rachel's been my number one um, person for at least half the season. I think I started saying I'm starting to think that they're showing her as the winner.
hmm
Yeah,
Shortly
right
after,
before Soul gave her that advantage is
advantage.
when we started
yeah,
seeing right before that we're like, wait a minute, I don't want Rachel to leave. She plays this game good. And then we were super excited she got that advantage. But
hmm
then I think that's about when.
so what led to Andy's blindside was Genevieve winning and really. leaving it down to only a couple of people who can go home. Unfortunately, this particular time, Rachel decided that Andy needs to go home. She was targeting Sam to begin with
Yes, she
because
was. And
she saw him as bigger threat, but Andy outed himself.
Yeah.
then he did. I don't think Andy would have beat Rachel in final three, only because Sam put up a fantastic. He was fantastic at, and we'll get there at Tribal. So I don't think that Andy could have beaten her, because even Sam was just great. So we'll go back to that
Uh,
Andy
I don't
bye bye. Oh, I
I don't
was
even
sad to
Andy
see
might have
him
had a better
go.
chance.
I don't even
Andy
think
would have had a
Genevieve would
better
have beat her.
chance.
I don't think Genevieve would have beat her. If you look at the moment where she pulls out her idol, if you look at that jury, every single one of them is smiling. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
They were in with her for most of it. Now, yes, I get that Kyle voted for Sam. Um, but I think most that was more because he saw that he didn't feel like it was a good move for everyone just to go after the strong players. He kind of felt like they should have done something different, which was his pitch right when he went out. But other than that, I think everyone was on her side by that moment, and I am glad that Rachel had that idol, because I would have been devastated to just have another pick of mine go out at the fifth or sixth spot.
I was,
I feel
yeah,
like
Yeah.
same.
even from since Devon's, my favorite player has been going out at that spot. Or actually, no, Devon's went out at fire making, right? But they
Hmm.
go out before the final three, and it's I just hate that when that happens. Luckily, luckily and unluckily, Andy takes the blind side, and we we see him get voted out in this particular episode.
This is
Yes.
also the round where Rachel had her little Spyshack moment, and I think that's what really clutched her the
Oh,
win.
yes. When
Yeah.
she was spying on
Yeah.
that conversation, when it was
Hmm.
Teeny, Genevieve, Sam, and Andy, you are correct. And when
Yeah.
she overheard Teeny tell them about her block a vote, right? Because that's
Yeah.
when Teeny mentioned it. Because Teeny didn't know she had an idol.
I think like yeah, sure. Like Rachel might have had everything but the kitchen sink, but uh, she needed that information in order to use her advantages, the way that she could, like, successfully.
Correct, 100%. She didn't
Hmm.
have that idol and just say, I'm going to go to bed. I have an idol. She needed to
Hmm.
figure out what to do, how to play, who to trust. She has the advantages in the game. We see, yeah, she always had something, but it's not like, other than Soul giving her that safety, she worked. And besides that, she won 4 immunities. Four.
Hmm.
She was fantastic at everything. I'm just so excited a woman won, and I don't always root just for a woman, right? I always root
Yeah.
for. I want someone good to win, and I was really getting towards the end, and seeing how many women were left. I was super excited because all the women were players, right? They
Hmm.
all played the game. So I was like, this is fantastic. I go from having even that many women in the end make it that far and all play their own game, but they all were playing the game. None of them were dragged. It wasn't, it was just thrilling to see the women of this season play so good. We are having some problems with Saul, just so you guys know. I don't know if it's going to
Yes.
issue problems into this podcast. But
We'll get him back in no time. But let's move on to Genevieve's boot, which felt kind of straightforward.
I think so. I think she knew that there was really nothing that she could do. There was nothing left. Sam mentioned that her idol was fake. He had to. There was,
Hmm.
what was he gonna do? You know what I
It
mean?
was his
There was no
it was
choice.
his
Him
only
or
chance to be
her.
safe. Yeah, it was
Yes,
him
so
or
he
her.
mentioned, he said, how do I know it's fake? I made it, from
Yeah,
stuff
I
from
made it
this,
with her. Yeah.
right. And what I respected was there was no animosity between the two, right? They both
No, no.
understood that they were playing a game. They were out here to win money for their families, for their lives. Um, so there, it was just, oh my gosh, I don't know. I love this
Yeah.
season
I
so
mean,
much.
I think the moment that Rachel won immunity at this point at Final Five, like Sam and Genevieve knew that it was going to be one of them, and so I
Yes,
think it was smart for Sam to out Genevieve's idol, even though like some of them like refused to believe it.
because they lie so much. They
Yeah.
didn't know what to believe because there's been so many lies from them that, well, how do I know? Because Teeny was lost. Poor Teeny and her doe eyes was lost on who to trust and not to trust. She never knew who to trust because everybody lied to her the entire time. She wasn't even on the right side of that vote, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Was she on the
The
right side
thing
of that
is,
vote?
yeah. No, she wasn't.
Yeah.
The thing is, they knew it was Genevieve and Sam versus the rest of them, and so like
Yes.
they knew that they would do anything to survive, and so that's why I think that they wanted to promote the image where they think they're lie. They know that they think that they will lie, and so they will tell the truth and have them think that they're lying, and so that the idol is still real in their perspective. And
Can
they
you hear
tried
me?
it.
And
Yes.
I have a question for you because we're at this point where like the last idols can be played. So
Mm-hmm.
Sue plays her idol. Now I want to ask you a
Mm-hmm.
question. We all knew Sue was safe. Sue knew she was safe. Would you
Mm-hmm.
have played your idol, or would you have taken that home as a souvenir?
Oh, play
Because I
it.
mean,
Play it.
you would have played
Play
it.
it.
You wouldn't have risked it.
Don't risk it.
You never go home with it in your pocket.
We
See,
we
I
saw what
wonder.
happened
I'd rather.
last time.
I would
You know what?
rather
You're
people
right,
make
but
fun of
how
me for
did
playing
those
it.
people not
Yeah.
know that they were like? I guess you're right because here's the thing: you're not part of the conversation that you're going home, right? So you wouldn't play the idol. And those
Well,
people
unless you're
were
Rachel.
definitely shocked when she played her idol because nobody knew she had it. Um, that was there. I mean, even though she didn't really
Mm-hmm.
need it, I think they were shocked that she had it.
Yeah.
I think it's better for people to make fun of you, like Gabe playing his idol when he didn't need to. He burned his idol. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he was no longer going to be able to use it either way, right? So I would rather burn it on the last possible time that you're able to use it and make sure you're safe for next time around than not play it. Go home and now you're the buffoon that went home with an idol in your pocket.
I wonder if they
Right.
can ever change a rule with the idols to where, like, if you have an idol and you play it, and yes, we know that when an idol's played, it's put back in. But if you found that idol and you played, part of the punishment is you can't look for it for 5 days. It's too long, 2 days. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know how there's always a reward and a punishment when you play an idol or you find an idol. So then this is if you play this idol after, you cannot look for the new idol for X Men days.
I can
So
see
what?
some people
The
liking
Big
that.
Brother rule.
Yes, thank you. You know exactly. Yes, it's more like a
I
Big
can
Brother.
see
Like
them wanting to do that and people liking it, but then it's going to
Yeah.
eliminate the possibility of someone who of the fans like maybe getting voted out early. However, it can also stop someone like Russell or someone like Ben to just week after week after week was just getting saved by
finding
the
the
idol.
idols.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm
I
saying, like,
think
if there was some, like,
I,
here, if you play this, yeah, you're safe. But once it's back out there, now the season's shorter. There's 2 or 3 days where you are the only one that cannot look for it. Everyone else can.
But
I
So
this
think
that
they're
has
doing
idol
to be
fine
not.
now.
stressful.
The thing is, the idol doesn't make the game. Like, just look at Russell. I mean,
It doesn't, but
he
it
found
got
all
him
the
to the
idols.
final. It got him to the final. It prevented
Got him to the
other people
final.
from getting there. Yes, but
Yeah, but
they
didn't get him
wanted
the
him
Both
win.
out
times.
way. No, but they would have wanted him out way sooner, and him having that punishment would have got him out because he wouldn't have been able
Yeah.
to run back in the next hour and find it because he found those idols like no one I ever saw, like a hunter.
Well, because he was the first one who actually went out looking for it without clues. Every single time before that,
Yes,
there was clues that would tell you where to go, and he was the first one to actually just start looking for it
I
without
don't.
it.
And, yeah, and they barely. And now people don't really look for. They're just looking for idols
Mhm.
now. He
Well, they don't give
changed
clues
that
anymore,
portion
right?
of the game. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, they don't. But he changed that portion of the game.
Did we talk
I
about
wonder how hard it is.
Genevieve going home?
Yes.
Yeah, we just talked
But
about it. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
that's where I came in.
It was
Um,
it was fairly straightforward. Yeah.
yeah. Um, w- I did not like Genevieve at the beginning of the season. I liked her a little bit more towards the end,
Same. Hmm.
and I actually liked her better on the jury.
Same. And I need to
Yeah.
say
Yes.
this: all of them look much younger when they're washed. I need to say that. Not just Sue, Genevieve too. When she was
What
clean, I was like, wow, she looks young.
what I wanted to say
They're
about Sue was that we've been talking about her looking dirty all season and having dirt all over her face all season. I started to believe that it's not dirt. I think it was her dried skin that it was burning off that was just like staying on there, and that's why it kept moving around because it wasn't in the same spot every single time. At one point, I thought
Mhm.
maybe she was using it to kind of use it as a sunscreen because by
Yeah.
the last two episodes, her face was almost clean completely except for like right here.
yes,
Oh yeah.
yes. She
She
was
looked
looking like
gorgeous.
she was. She was looking fire. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, she looks good. I was
They,
like,
they,
Um,
they
God,
cleaned the
I
final
mean,
three up before the final tribal council.
they had to because they all look pretty clean for fun. And I thought that. I did
mhm.
think that in
Yeah.
my head. I'm like, why does Rachel's hair look so clean?
Their
I
I'm
face
thought
fine
and
with
that.
their
that.
hair, that was too perfect.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
get. I'm okay. But they deserve it anyway. But they should
Yeah.
also make it part of the show, right? So if
Yeah.
they're doing it, then let it be like, look, it's you made it to finale. You get to go on reward and take a shower. So make
Well, let's
that
Finale
talk.
part of
spa
it
day. I
instead
mean,
of
why not?
make it a spa day because they're now dirty
Hmm.
and now they're clean
Mhm.
out of
Well,
nowhere.
let's talk
All
about
of them.
the finale, right?
Yes.
Victory
Part
lap.
2.
Yes, part two, where we would normally get this on the second half of the hour of the finale. Now we're getting it on
Hmm.
hour three, the final four of Teeny, Sue, Sam, and Rachel. Going through this endurance test. Which one was this one? This was the someone help me out here. What I forgot what this was the whole. Someone help me out.
My brain is shot
What are
today.
you,
I'm
I
fine.
just have to admit it.
I
We're
am
what are
talking
we
about
talking about?
the
the final
final
four.
challenge.
This is the one in the
Final
arena,
four
right?
going into
The arena.
yeah.
Yeah, the arena, and then having to do the what's it
The
called, the
fire?
lock thing, and then
Oh, no. Yeah.
the bat
Hmm.
idol,
The
which
hanging
Rachel,
puzzle. Hmm.
that was super close. Yeah, now I'm remembering with Sam and
I
Rachel
don't know why you
again
blanked.
are so. It's been me all day. Sam and Rachel were so neck and neck at the very end. I mean, it was nail biting watching this come to an end because you knew I wanted Rachel in final three. So I'm like, I know she
Hmm.
can build fire, but I just need her to get there. Just when I just needed her in final three because she was so good. And man, is she fantastic. I wish somehow she could have won five, but she's great.
One Piece. One Piece almost ruined her. She was looking
Yes.
for it for a long time.
But I
Yeah.
feel
So
like
I
at that
was.
time Sam had already like given up. He's like, she's way too far ahead of me at this point, and that's because he was really close to getting done.
Yeah, he was
He
close too. Yeah.
where his thing kind of fell apart was where the wings, because he was able to do all the way down to the head. It was the
Yeah.
wings that he couldn't really figure out.
Hmm.
And once again, She kills it with the puzzle. When
Mhm.
in previous weeks we saw that whenever there was a puzzle, she's like my favorite, and then everyone was like, "Yeah, we know." Um, I love the fact that a puzzle is was actually helping weaker, not weaker, but I guess smaller framed contestants stay in the game. Whereas in
I
previous
love
seasons,
puzzles. I think puzzles make the game fair.
yeah,
Physical challenges are not fair for everybody. These are still physical challenge games, puzzles. They're mind, you're grabbing parts, you have to be quick. It's just not lifting, you're not using all your knees. And getting back to
we
challenges, Sue's a beast too, by the way.
yes, yes. And, well, and here's the thing: is there's still some physical aspect to this challenges,
Yes,
getting to the
100%.
puzzle. So it's not like they're really just
They're not sitting on the
pushing it for
ground
someone.
playing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, they're
So
still working for it.
someone
And
who
the
is strong,
puzzle's where
like
it
Sam,
evens it out. It
yeah,
evens
yeah,
it out because once
the
the
equalizer.
stronger players get to the puzzle first, the weaker ones they catch up, and then they can use their brains and get that puzzle done super fast.
At this point, when Rachel wins this, and I knew Sue was not gonna get make fire. I feel like she was the easiest to say like she's going automatically. Um, Now, as far as Teeny goes, I didn't know I didn't know Sam actually couldn't make fire. Once again, like he even brought it up. Why was he not practicing fire? Um, and he said like I know they're gonna say why wasn't what was I doing for the last 25 days when I wasn't making fire, and I just don't get why he didn't. And I would love for him to let us know personally. I'm pretty sure he's already told a lot of people in different different interviews and so forth. But it just boggles my mind that he never tried it. Um, you know that there's a possibility if you're going to try to make it to the final, you're going to be if you're in the final, you're going to make two out of four. You're half the chances. It was a 50% chance you're going to have to make fire. Why not even try
Hmm.
make it start from the beginning?
Why
Yeah.
don't you know how to
True.
make fire before you get on the show?
Well, yeah,
If I
yeah.
applied for Survivor, I promise you, I would know how to make fire in the dark with nothing. I would master it because that is like so much of that game is fire. And I would not even try until I had that down. Because
You
it's
know,
Yeah.
more than
But
just
don't
the
tell
final
anyone.
fire. No, no, I wouldn't tell a soul how I knew how to make
you would.
fire.
I
I
would
wouldn't
pretend like
make
I
it the
didn't know.
entire same. I
Hmm.
would struggle when I'm out there, and if I got it one time, I did, and I would clap my hands. I got it. Look, but I'm shocked that people who try out for Survivor, especially fans, um, don't have it mastered like they do puzzles and other stuff.
Let me ask you this, because well, how do you say her name? Kaylin. I think from Ghost Island. I think if I remember correctly, from she was kind of saying it's kind of ridiculous that the wind is what decides who makes it to the final three.
Yeah.
I can
And
see that.
yeah, okay, I
Yes,
kind of
that's what
see it,
happened.
but
But
the win was for both of them, right? So at that point, it's you. If I don't, I saw her choose the purple station, which I feel like you never choose, right? Or is it the orange that you never choose? Which is the curse note color? I already forgot. Is it orange or purple? It's purple, right?
Pur- Purple, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might be wrong, but I think purple's the cursed one. I think only one person's ever won from purple. It might be the other way around, but I think only one person's ever won from purple, which is why in Ghost Island when Dominic kind of said it, I'm gonna sit on not Devon's, right?
Hmm.
When he did it, he was like, "No, what are you doing?" And then he gets voted. He loses and gets voted out. Um, I get it. You don't want the win to be the only reason why you get voted out and all that. But at the end of the day, it was a win for both of them, and
That's the rules. Yeah.
she had plenty of time to build it up. And um, I think when
I have
he,
a quick question for you. Wait. Can I just interrupt real quick? Are
Mhm.
you saying
Hmm.
WIN win? Are you saying WIND wind?
wind,
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right. Because I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm just
the
got
win for the
confused. Like,
win.
which one is it? the wind for. But I'm
Yeah.
surprised they're not that far apart from each other, right? Their stations.
Mm-mm. I
So
But
mean,
how do you?
from
it might affect Sam less because if it comes from Teeny's side, she's blocking the wind from him. So if it comes from
But
the
that
other
would be
side, then
good
she's
if she
blocking it.
blocked the wind, wouldn't it? Because
yeah,
the wind
she
doesn't the
could have
wind
Well, no, she's
stood
create
with
blocking
bigger
it.
fire?
Well, no, but what happened with hers is that her fire kind of leaned away from the string, and then because of her structure and because of her body, she blocked the wind from hitting his fire and leaning it over, where his fire was able to stand a little bit more directly up, and actually burn through the string. And
But
it also
I'm
looked from
all
the side angle that Teeny's fire was a little bit more forward from the string,
yes,
away from
yes,
the
but
it's
string.
the
Yeah,
isn't
way
that
yeah,
where
from the
she
side
set the
angle.
structure up? Didn't
it's the
she
way she set
set
it
it
Yeah.
up.
up
Yes,
right?
it was
So it
Mm-hmm.
pretty
wasn't
flat.
necessarily the wind that
No,
caused Sam to win. It was her structure wasn't directly underneath where that needed
Mm-hmm.
to be.
his was more
Yeah,
like this,
And I thought she
and hers
had
was
it,
like
man, because that
this.
fire
yeah.
was going. And I'm like, oh my
It was
goodness, she
strong.
won.
It was really strong
So
fire.
I'm so mad. I said, let me go to the bathroom real quick. She won. And I get up, I walk away right in the moment, and then I hear as I'm going, and Sam, I'm like, what? What
I
is
think
happening?
I
had
wonder what
she
people
What?
think
found a
about
way
this.
to shift her entire structure backwards just a tiny bit, I think she would have had it.
Well,
Yeah.
Yes, it was the exact because
do
the
you remember?
fire, where the flame was high, but it just wasn't affecting the
Yeah,
structure
yeah.
Do you remember
great.
Cowboy in Cook Islands? What he did, where first of all he did this whole like thing with the coconut husk, where he
Mm-hmm.
wasn't really doing anything, but he kept doing this thing and getting air into the husk, right? And he put it
Yeah.
back in. But when he did that and it light lit up, it kind of did this to it, and he put his arms around the whole fire and kind of just like brought it back in, and that's
Yeah.
how he was able to do it. Um, and that was a group fire. It was a challenge, not an individual like this one. But um, I think I think that's really why Sam was able to catch up because he did something similar. He kind of did this to the husk, and I think when he did that, that allowed the oxygen or the air to get in between that husk and really take off. And so yeah, congratulations to Sam for that because if he
That was
Yeah.
great.
truly
It
if
was
he truly
great. It
didn't
was
know how to make
fantastic.
fire and he never practiced it and he was not just egging us on with for the
BS.
camera or for the thing, then that was a great way to make fire and great comeback. Probably one of
True.
the best fire making challenges we've had in a long time. It might be one of the best fire challenge,
Yeah,
especially
it
specifically for
was
the final four.
so good. And then heartbreaking to see Teeny lose. Like she's just a little
Yeah.
kid to me. And I'm like, oh no. Now she's crying. I felt bad.
Yeah,
She's so
I
cute.
really liked Teeny, and I
Same.
think if and maybe if she was a little bit older, maybe a couple seasons from now, and she
I
was a little
think
bit
she's a
more
little
assertive,
immature. A
I
little
think
bit
she needed to be a little
immature,
more
but
assertive. Hmm.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
loved how honest she was with Sam about why she took on that. Like I gave Sam a hard time because of what I dealt with when I was younger, and I projected that onto him, even though Sam did nothing. I love that she said that
She
about
acknowledges
him
that
because
it
that
was one
had to
sided.
make him feel better because it had to be hard. As someone who was bullied when I was younger for my race, I can understand a little bit of what she went through when you see someone like that. So I thought it was wonderful for her to um,
And she's not
to
the only person that's
recognize
done
that.
this.
But
In
Yeah.
previous
for
True.
her to
seasons,
recognize what she did, I thought was pretty powerful
hmm
because she's so young. She's only 23. She's a baby.
she was born the year
Right.
Survivor started.
Yes, I mean
I know. It's crazy.
she's so young, and I like to see her in a few years. I do think that when you're young and
I
she's been through it, she hasn't had it easy. That she might need a few more years, and I think she'd be a
She needs a bit of
great
more time.
co-host
Yeah.
to come back.
She
I was
does.
13, I believe, when Survivor started. 13 or 14. So
Oh no.
it's
We
been
know
on
how
way
old I
longer.
am, so yeah, way
It
I'm
was
longer
not gonna
than
2000
me.
when they started.
2000, yeah. hmm
Yeah, I was
At
16.
the latter half of 2000. Well, then I
Yeah,
was 15 because you're exactly when you're older than I am. But
yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah. So at the end of the day, Sue, Sam, and Rachel make it to the final three, and I think this is one of the better final threes. I turned all
This is
around a
one of
lot
the
on
better
Sue.
seasons in a long time.
Exactly, yeah.
yeah,
But I did turn around
yeah.
on Sue a lot towards the end.
Same.
Um,
Sue is a badass. I mean, she was hustling for those idols. She won individual immunities. She was fantastic. She is ride or die. I am telling you right now, if I was ever on Survivor and she was there, I would partner with Sue because if anything I know, if Sue said she was with me, she was with me.
Now,
Like
one
even during
thing
the
Sue
that we kind
is
of
questioning,
that loyal.
yeah, they gave Sue her props like during their questioning as well, the jury. So I
Very
think they gave her
loyal.
credit on some of that. Yeah,
she did bring something up
59.
though. She brought something
yeah.
up. She said, I'm not Tweedledee, whatever." And Kyle
Yeah.
laughed.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
he I guess he did say it.
He knew it.
I'm surprised it bothered her so much because she really is so good at so much. And maybe that's why
Mhm.
it bothered her because she's so good. But
I think it's
her
because the beginning
knowing
of the
she's
game,
so good.
at the beginning of the game, with the edit we saw was that she was really just hanging on to the tribe and just I'm not going to do anything other than hanging on to this tribe. And I mean, it got her where it got her, right? She got into the final three.
Right.
She was a third place in Survivor 47. That's not something that many people can say that they made it to the final three.
At
Only
Oh yeah.
what
59,
47 people, only 47 people can say that. And what did they say? Only four people above the age of I forgot what age they said have made it to
she
Five,
the
was like in
final. Hmm
1%.
Yeah,
She was in
yeah,
five,
one
five
3%.
people.
percent.
Yeah,
I
five
forgot the
people
age they
over
said.
50
Mhm.
made it to the end.
Yeah, so
Made it to
this
the
is
end
where I
Mhm.
game.
so this was my moment. So when Sue talked about her age, so I turned 50 yesterday, and I cried a bunch
Happy
about it.
birthday.
Thank you.
Yes,
But
I made sure to
seeing
say happy
Sue,
birthday.
um, and watch her talk about herself and say, I'm not old, I'm not this. It did make me feel better because I did have a rough day, and
Mhm.
watching her, um, it helped because I'm like, she is badass, man. I don't think I can do it, but she is, yes, man. It was
when
Yeah.
fantastic. She
when
made me
the
feel
when the
better.
merge
So I
happened
thank you,
and she was
Sue.
winning,
Hmm.
yeah, when
Yes.
the merge happened, I was still not really a Sue fan. It was when the merge happened and she started just performing. She started outlasting a lot of the guys, and I'm like,
Yes.
Yeah, she did.
hmm, wow. Maybe she's a little
Right.
bit stronger than we all gave her credit for.
Right. And I'm
So
like,
That
why
yeah,
is
gal's
she
got
telling people she's
muscles for
45?
days.
I'm like, this woman is remarkable. I thought
She's
she was
very
in her
strong for her
50s. She
age.
looks very, yes.
Like
She has,
I don't
she's
know
incredible
how they thought
shape,
she was weak at the
mind,
beginning of the game.
body. I don't know why she thought that she's, I'm,
I
I will
honestly
always
don't
be
think she should have
confused
lied
by it.
about being
Her
59
age.
though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
She
didn't
should have
need
said,
to.
I'm
She didn't need it.
59. I would have
Yeah.
been like, you're 59? I'm like, I
This is
go to
not the
bed
circle.
at 8. You know?
but okay. No,
You're
I get
leaving.
maybe lying about it at the beginning of the game, but when
Hmm.
she's actually showed that she can compete against these guys and people, I would have said it right then and there. Well, actually, you know what? Maybe someone might say it like, "Oh no, I can't take her to the end because then she's gonna pull this out and say I made it to the end with two strong men and I'm only 59." If she would have made it with two different guys, I
Hmm.
think she would have really had a good chance to
Maybe.
to win. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go right real quick to the final tribal council. Is it me
Hmm.
or did the final tribal council change again? It didn't
It
It
looks
seem.
seems
like
shorter
they
because not everybody spoke. Right?
Most of them did, and they each had a question for the three. I think that's what we went with this
I,
time.
th- but it kind of felt like the original version of the tribal council, but instead of just having the question and letting them answer, there was still a little bit of a debate going on. Um,
Yeah, there's
I kind of
still
do like it.
more conversational.
Yes, and I kind of did like it this way instead of trying to break it up to the three different aspects of it, because I feel like when we're
Hmm.
breaking up the three different aspects, Jeff tends to do this to different things in Survivor. He leans too much
Yeah, he's
into
forcing
that
it.
aspect. Yeah, so I think I
He's
With the
like
forcing
this
it way too
better.
much.
community,
hmm
with the
Hmm.
Um,
community, we can get
Rachel,
together.
I felt Rachel was gonna lose right off the bat because I didn't like the way she
Sam was so
was.
strong.
I was worried. Sam was fantastic, and then Rachel started getting like defensive, and she sounded, I thought, a little angry. I'm like, oh my goodness, this isn't
But I feel
looking
like
good. Oh no! I was like, Rachel can't lose, please.
But then she
But
mentioned
then
that
she
night at the
came
beach,
back around.
and then Sam tried to spin it, and then I don't know
yeah,
what he was trying to do there. I don't know what he was trying to do there.
I think though I think her getting defensive put her in a better spot though. I think it made her actually play the game because at first she was like, I didn't come here to be the best. I didn't come here to do this or do that. No, no, own your game. You maybe you didn't come to do that, but own the game. I didn't come here to do this, but I'm glad that I did this. Right? That's usually what they say. The jury says that they want to hear. We want to hear you own your
Hmm.
game, and I think
Yeah,
because she kind of did get defensive, she started owning her game.
Yeah,
I
that's what
that's
started to
because
it
feel,
was. It was
and
nerve
I was actually
wracking
messaging
because
Kim.
Sam was good. Yeah, Sam was
Yeah,
good, and I was getting nervous because I'm like, Sam could win this. I go, oh my goodness, I don't know who's going to win. I had no idea going to the vote. I said, I'm trying to guess who's going to vote
I
for
got
who.
nervous.
I was wrong.
hmm
Um, but Sam had a valid argument, and if he lied about whatever she heard, I would too, right? So if someone's going to say, I planned that or you heard what I wanted you to hear, that's part of the game, right? You want to win in the end. I didn't,
it, the
don't,
when the moment that Rachel kicked up her final tribal game was when they mentioned Mike Holloway and Ben Trebergen. I think
Yes,
that's when she decided I need to kick this up a notch. I don't want to be
I
equated with these guys.
I think that Andy did that on purpose to help her
Hmm. Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's exactly the moment that I'm like, okay, she's coming back. She's coming back.
Hmm. Exactly. Like she needed to show that she did more than just like win challenges and had a bunch of idols. Like, she was more than that. And I think I'm surprised she didn't use this to her advantage when Sam mentioned that he was a target and he had 10 votes against him throughout the game. Like Rachel could have like rebutted that and said that I had way less than that. That's how
What?
good her social game was.
No, no.
yes,
What I would have said was, I didn't get that many votes because guess what?
Hmm.
I won immunity, so I didn't have votes coming my way. What did you do to
Hmm.
not get voted for that many times? I would have thrown it back on his
Yeah.
face.
yeah,
Exactly.
it
Exactly. That's
was,
what she
it
needed to
was
do.
a really good final trouble. And I'm just like, how do I not know? I, cause, and the thing was, I didn't think there was a bitter jury, right? I
No.
didn't think
For a while, it felt like it
when
was going
jury
to be.
first, I didn't think even when jury started that it was going to be bitter because it seemed like they were all there to play and none of them were taking, other than Sue sometimes took things personal, right?
I
Well,
just
good thing
thought the
she didn't
vote
make
was
the.
going to be slightly closer. I thought it might have been a 6-3 instead of an 8-1.
I thought it was going to
Because
be a 6-3.
I
That's what
yeah.
I
started to
put
think.
down.
I started to
Let
think
me see
because
if
of
I
how
put.
they were, especially when they started talking about Sam not be able to make fire, and then thinking about his
Hmm.
dad and all that. I'm like, oh my god! Don't tell me they're
All right, so
gonna.
this is what I wrote before the vote. This is what I thought. I said
Hmm.
Kyle, Sam, Genevieve, Rachel, Caroline, Rachel, Andy, Sam, Sierra, Sam, Gabe, Rachel, Teeny, Rachel, Saul, Rachel. This is what I thought how the vote was going to be. Not
I
how
thought
I
it was
Andy, I
gonna
ended
be.
didn't
up.
think it was. I didn't think it was going to be Andy. I thought it was going to be might have been somebody else,
Not
like
Teeny.
a
I didn't mean
Gabe
to
or
write
somebody.
Teeny. Yeah, I thought I didn't think Sue was going to get any votes, and that's how
Hmm.
I thought the votes were going to go because I
I
didn't
thought,
see.
and I was messaging Kim at the same time this was going on live. I go, I think that it's gonna end up being that Caroline's gonna vote for Sue because she told her she was gonna vote for her, I think. And then it was gonna end up being 4-4. And I'm like, wait, would it have been
Oh,
Ooh.
four
that's
four?
right. You were telling me you thought it was going to be a tie, and Sue was going to be the
No, wait,
deciding vote.
it couldn't, because there was only 8 of them, right?
There were
It
nine
was
of
in
them.
There was
No,
9 of them. I thought
There
there
were
was
let
only
nine of
me
8.
them.
count. Wait, one. Yeah, there was none. Because
Okay.
There were.
I thought it was going to be 6 for Rachel
Hmm.
and 3 for Sam.
Yeah, I thought Caroline
So
was
it
gonna
could have
vote
been
for
a tie.
Sue, and then it was gonna be tied, and then Caroline was gonna end up voting for
Interesting.
Rachel, only because I saw Kyle, like, okay, Kyle already gave it to Sam. I thought Andy was gonna vote for Sam. I thought Genevieve was gonna vote for Sam, and then I was
I
like,
thought Andy
who?
was going to vote for Sam, and
And Sierra. So there's the
Yeah,
4.
yes, I
Sierra.
thought Sierra was going to vote for Sam. That's what I had. I
Hmm.
had Sierra, Sam, I had Kyle, and Andy, Sam.
So I thought that was gonna cause the tie, and I go, maybe this is why they broke it up the way they broke it up,
Not Kyle. I'm sorry.
because of that. Um, I didn't like Kyle's response when Sue and or Teeny said, "I beat you all in that game in that challenge." She did. She beat all the guys in
Hmm.
that challenge. Her and Sue beat all the guys in the challenge. And Kyle was like no. I'm like, "Ugh." That's the only thing. That's the only thing. Only time I didn't like Kyle in this whole
Why
Yeah.
season,
not? Do you see?
because
Let you a question. Allegedly, someone from this season's back for 50. So is it going to be Rachel, or are they going to bring back someone who didn't win?
I think it's gonna be Rachel or Andy.
It might
I
be
think it might be
Andy.
Andy.
It might be Andy. Yeah.
I think,
I'll
yeah.
tell
If
you this: earlier, if you would have asked me a few weeks ago, I thought it might have been Kyle. Right? Remember, because Sue
Mhm.
was hating him, and I'm like, my God, poor Kyle. I'm like, maybe he's the one that's coming back because he has all this unnecessary hate. But that was before Andy started becoming this amazing player.
I think
So now
it's
I think it's Andy.
I think if Rachel would have lost, she's the shoe in to come back because she did
Oh
so
yeah.
well. But since she won, I think Jeff loves Andy's story, especially how far below
Andy's
he fell at the beginning
Andy's
of the season.
overall arch is way better. Yeah.
He's like that phoenix,
Yes,
like he
it's
said. Yeah,
probably Andy.
I don't
And
buy that.
Andy's very
I don't buy that he acted what's it called, that week at the beginning. I think he just got caught in the emotions and all that. It's fine. It's fine. We all have a moment that where that happens. That's fine. But I think that his story, just rising from a mental
yeah.
breakdown, was basically what he had out there.
Oh yeah.
So I think he's the one that comes back. Um, all in all, season 47 is my favorite of the new era
New
seasons.
era. Yeah. Yep.
Same.
Same
And
here.
It was
even
so
going
good.
back to below before 40, I'm trying to remember what other seasons
I
might
can't remember a last season. I thought there was. It's been pretty not that. I don't want to
go.
say not great, but it
I
hasn't been fantastic. The past
like this
couple.
one, yeah, because I like Ghost Island because of Dom and his the whole thing, because I like Dom since the pre, but the
Oh, I
season itself
remember.
was not that great. I liked
Yeah.
Devon's, but the winner kind of spoils that season.
Mm,
So
yeah. And
Who
this
won
but then
that
there was
season again?
David versus Goliath. That was a pretty good one as well.
that was a good one. That was a good one. So that,
Hmm.
that that's how far back we had to go to see a really really great season. I think
Yeah.
Survivor 44. I think is that one with Jesse and Carla
I
and what
think
was his
so.
name?
Yeah.
I think that one, if Jesse or Carla would have won, I think that would have shot that one up
Oh, you really
too.
like Jesse.
I like
I
Jesse and
remembered
Carla,
how much you like
and
Jesse.
what was the other guy's name? The Hawaiian guy that said he looks like Hugh Jackman in Chappie.
Cody.
Uh, Cody, yeah. If
Yeah,
any of
yeah,
those
yeah.
three would have won, I
Oh
would
my
have been.
goodness, Cody! Yes,
I
I
would have
Cody was so
completely
loved for
fun.
any one
forgot
of those
about
three.
Cody. That
Yeah,
Right.
was a
any of
good
those three
season. You know
would have
what?
made it a great season. Not that I
Hmm.
didn't like Gabler, and I love the what that he actually gave away his money. But
Okay.
one of those three would have really made
I
that season better.
willingly go back and I'm gonna say
Well,
that I like that. That was probably the last season I liked in a while because that was a
yeah,
good season. There's a lot of
yeah.
people there I like. That was probably the
Hmm.
last one where up until right now because this season I really hope that next year it doesn't go backwards to like season 46 and we're just going forward and you're only putting people on who actively really want to win because that's who was
I'm
playing this year. Every one of them wanted to win.
I'm
Nobody was
liking
there for hugs.
I'm liking less advantages, even though there was quite a bit of advantages here. It's less than
Same,
there's been in the past. I'm
same.
liking that you have to risk your vote. I'm liking this season had great strategic play, starting goal like Rachel stealing the freaking rice, getting caught though.
I know.
But her
And
her
none of them
her
saw last season, right? They couldn't have seen season
um
46
I
before it
don't
was
know.
filmed.
I
47 was
think no,
filmed,
because
right?
no, they did because Roma had brought up the previous season, or Teeny had brought up the
Oh, he
previous season.
did.
So yeah, mhm.
Okay.
So
Hmm.
yeah. But overall, love the season. I don't know.
Rachel's
Fantastic.
I have to
super.
I have to come back and think about it again to see where I would rank Rachel. Maybe we'll have a bonus show one of these days, and we can rank all the winners. It's a lot.
Hmm.
That'll be a long one, but we can rank them. Um,
Yeah.
because we've and it has to be a little bit further out because I think recency bias can get in the way, and if we rank Rachel so high, that's also like telling us we need to rank 40 to 46 lower
Well,
down. You know what
then
I mean?
maybe we can just do like, so we're at 47. We can do like, what, nine, best of nine, nine. You know what I mean? And then we break it down. So we're not doing 47 in
Yeah,
one show. We're breaking it down into like fantasy football or whatever it is. Those, do you
like
know
a
what I mean?
like a review.
Yeah.
Not
Maybe.
Okay,
something.
so
Bring it down.
we are right up against the hour. We took a little bit longer to start this because of my computer. But
Mhm.
we are right up against the hour. We are gonna start the challenge episode here in a bit here. But before we do,
Yeah.
I want to ask Mark. Um, final words for season 47 of Survivor.
Ultimately satisfying.
Kim.
Thank you, Jeff.
I feel like him not wishing stuff actually made the season a lot better. Um, I
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
like the season. I hope to get another great season just like this one. This
Yes,
is
please.
there's been a lot of seasons where um maybe like well especially since we were not podcasting for a bit, I would actually
Where
end up
people quit.
having to huh
How many people were quitting
well no
Survivor?
no
And I think
well
that's why we got so many players this year.
I think what was going on with me is because not only that I was busy, but because of the
Oh,
last
you were
couple seasons
busy.
weren't as great. There was a
No, they
couple
weren't.
of
Yeah.
weeks where I would actually watch two or three episodes at a time because I hadn't watched it all in live. And
Same.
this
Hmm.
season is the first time that I did not in a while that I did not miss a week watching it. I might have missed it by a day or so. I would watch it right before this or whatever, but I had to watch it.
Yeah.
I would
But
agree. I
you know,
was very similar.
yeah, you know what? If you want more Survivor action, we don't have to wait until season 48 because there are a couple of new shows coming up in January that's gonna be full of
The
survivors.
traders, well, the
Traders.
traders are coming out. We're gonna be
Traitors.
there. I might have my sister in law who does the challenge podcast
Did she like
recaps.
it?
She only watched the last season because of the challenge players. There's none
Yeah,
this
but
season as far as we know, but there might be a secret one that comes in late halfway through that we're not sure of.
ooh,
There's a
okay,
it's a rumor, so I'm not sure if it's happening or not.
okay. Do we
But
wanna?
we'll see.
We can do a cast preview podcast sometime.
Yeah.
we'll do that.
It's coming
Okay.
out in 3 weeks. But yeah,
And
let's
then
go ahead
Yeah.
and start.
let's not forget about Deal or No Deal Island, please.
I was just about to mention that.
We'll see.
Already's gonna
Deal
be
We'll
or No
see.
there.
Deal Island.
David from Australia is gonna be there, so it's gonna be
Dr.
fun as well.
Will. Dr.
Doctor
Will
Will.
is
Well,
legendary.
Doctor
okay,
Will's
guys.
playing a game again.
We'll
All
leave it
right.
there. We'll
Let's.
talk about
Yeah.
this in the background. We'll let you all know. We are going to be more active on social media now, and so I'm going to start pushing some of this more. I want to get more people in. I want to get more people being interactive with us
No, we'll
on
have to
this.
figure out a couple more shows
Yeah.
that we can be
So
active.
we'll leave it there. But thank you, Survivor 47, for bringing back the show that we love. Thank you, thank you,
Yes,
thank you.
please.
We'll see you guys
2 thumbs
next
up.
time. Not necessarily next
Yes.
season. We'll because we're gonna be doing something before next season, but we'll come back. See you all.
Yes.
See you soon.
Latest.
I.
Okay, I'm letting my
All
sister
right.
come on
You
now.